I have her name's Jasmine, oldest woman from the U.S., Delaware, that is. Welcome to the Calvin Child Show, everybody. Here we are today. I got Jasmine in the house. Jasmine's from Delaware. She's a model, and she's also sort of getting into interviewing people and doing podcasts and things like that. So today we're going to have a conversation and everything. How you doing today, Jasmine?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, thank you. So what's new with you? You got anything new on the scene? Should we know about? We're gonna jump right into this whole thing. You know
Oh,
what you got
absolutely.
is coming up.
So, something new with me, non modeling or pageantry related, is that I actually was recently featured in Afrotech. So, I got to share my journey, like navigating the STEM industry all the way from college to now where I work in consulting.
How about that? How about that? So let's just get started. When did you first get started modeling? Should I say?
I started modeling way back when, I want to say during my college year, my freshman year. I was definitely the girl who was waiting for sunset or what's it called? Daylight savings hour, I think. But I would be there 5 p.m. for the perfect lighting. I was just taking pictures with my friends and then I decided to put myself out there in which I was reaching out to every photographer in the Philly area, being like, "Do you want to
Okay.
collab? Do you want to do this?" And like thankfully I had like a lot of great people I got to work with, just name a few like Alan Alonso or even like Farad Hassan, like, and they really were able to push me outside of my comfort zone, and that's led to me growing. I did take a major break. Excuse me. I did take a major break, especially during the pandemic, because I was just hustling nonstop, and I decided to really like come back when I was feeling more confident in myself and ready to like elevate. And now since I've been back, I've been able to do beauty campaigns such as one with Danessa Myricks.
How about that? So what is that like, the beauty campaign? I know a lot of people are for it, some are against it. What you want to give us an insight on what that aspect of the industry is all about, or more about it?
So one thing I want to start out with before I answer that question is that when people think of modeling, they oftentimes just think of runway or like posing in catalogs, but there's so many avenues to take. And one of the avenues I personally love is working in the beauty industry. That's when you're highlighting your skin. That's when you're highlighting like your features. And it holds a special place in my heart because I personally grew up being bullied for my appearance. So it was kind of like a crazy shift to now being like asked to be in front of the camera. And I've only done a couple beauty campaigns, but my favorite has to be like by far work with Danessa Myricks. I applied to her nationwide casting and I was thinking in my head, like, I don't have as many followers, like they're not gonna pick me. Like this is insane. But I had the opportunity to work actually at her studio in New York. I went for the day, I was paid, and I had to try out different products and do different posings and just be really comfortable in my skin. And like there were definitely moments I was like out of my comfort zone, but I think I'm so proud of that accomplishments because even looking back at my beginning story, like going from a girl who grew up in PWIs being told she's not beautiful, like now I can take ownership of who I am and showcase that you don't let anyone else define your beauty, only you can.
How about that? How about that? That's really nice. So are there any special products that you recommend, or that just work for you? That beauty products that you like?
Oh, absolutely. If any industry, I don't care if you're a model or not model, you should be taking care of your skin. And like one of my favorite products is called like Superfood Elements. It's like a kind of like I want to say primer, but it's like very smooth, very hydrating to like cleanse your skin before you put anything on it. Or even just like when you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. What about hair? Are there any hair secrets that you have as a model, or that you think you can want to elaborate on?
Um, Absolutely. I will say I'm definitely a braids girl. So I would recommend any wrap, especially on the go. Like when you're traveling before events, like whether it's fashion shows, like I love a good satin head wrap, like where you can tie it and like extra long as well. I wouldn't say I have any specific products. I'm just more so I like the accessories and like make sure it's tied down because you still want to be looking fresh in the morning.
Okay, how about that? All right, so let's give a scenario here. You're on your way to a photo shoot. You're getting ready for a photo shoot. So I say five things you got to take in your tote bag. What are
Number one, this is just a preference, hand sanitizer. I love just to like be clean because you never know where you're going. Like hand sanitizer. There could be crazy locations you just never know. Number two, always bring like a little sponge or like powder to like in case your makeup like gets sweaty. Like just pat out the sweaty spots because they will show up in the camera and like save your photographer and editor some time. Appreciate it. Second thing I would say is I personally always bring perfume because first impressions count. Like you want to be walking in like smelling good, knowing who you are. I also would say bring a pair of shoes. I'm very big on, as I said before, like first impressions count. So like every room I walk into, I'm walking with heels. Because naturally people's eyes will go to you, and I think it's underrated. Oftentimes like people say like, oh, you just have to show up and model, like if you have the face, it's everything. No, you have to have like the face, bring the emotion, bring the confidence, and like when that you really feel the shift when you start focusing on those little things.
How
And
about that?
then I would also say bring water, remain hydrated, and a pizza gum because no one wants bad smelling breath.
How about that? So, let me ask you: were there any elaborate photo shoots that you would like to talk about that you went on, where maybe you were like hanging from a building, or in a cave, or any interesting, fun photo shoots that you say this is a story within itself?
Absolutely. I would have to say one of my like favorite photo shoots that actually lets me being featured in like a Nikon USA ad was I had to do a photo shoot on a trampoline. It was very much giving like America's Next Top Model challenge. And like while like there was a huge trampoline shape like squashed in the studio, I just remember he was like, is everyone gonna be nervous? Like I know this is supposed to be like fun, like have fun with it. Like most of your faces won't be featured. So then I was like in my head, my face not gonna be featured? What? So when I was jumping, I made sure to like pose like a model to the point where he was just like, hey, can you jump a little longer? Like I love your shot. And like I was only few faces featured on the front of the ad. And like that's so empowering to me. Like doing those little things, like keeping in mind like you are a brand, it really does lead to amazing impact.
Speaking of impact, what are some of the things that that's part of your mission that you say, hey, you know what, this is Jasmine, this is what I stand for, this is what I'm all about. I'm going to make a voice or let my voice shine in this area.
Thank you for that question. I would have to say, like, something that's my personal mission and goal is to always, like, make space for those that come behind me and, like, make sure, like, whatever bad experience I've faced, like, whether it's modeling, corporate, or pageantry, I want to make sure other people do not feel that way. Because I think oftentimes, like, people focus on, like, glitz and glam of the industry, and, like, there are going to be some tough moments. Like, people will not, like, care about your feelings, but I'm the first girl to be like, hey, that is one person's opinion. Like, do not take it to heart and, like, know that you can only elevate from here. So I personally check in with every girl in like castings, whether it's nice. Even when I see someone down, I'm like, hey, like good job, like praise them because at the end of the day, like what's meant for you is for you. And hyping someone else is not going to take away your shine, your worth. And I just keep that in mind in everything I do and just making sure that I'm crafting as I craft my own path, I'm building lanes for people to follow.
That is amazing. That is really amazing. Are there any charitable organizations that you align with that you would be interested in aligning with, and perhaps they'll now know about it? I was just curious.
Um, I personally do a lot of work with the Multiple Sclerosis Association of America as well as the National MS Society. Most people don't know, but I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2022, so almost 3 years ago now. And although that was really life changing for me, I realized that there's not a lot of people who look like me who have been diagnosed or can share their experiences. So it's been really rewarding to get involved, like go to our policymakers, advocate for more affordable healthcare, advocate for people facing similar challenges to get tested early and to ensure that they're able to alleviate the symptoms, I should say, that come with this disease.
Okay, let me ask you some questions. Photo shoot or runway?
I will have to say photo shoot 9 times out of 10 because one thing about runway, it is great to walk. Like you feel so empowered. You're like it girl moment. But you wait all day backstage. I ain't telling you. And sometimes they don't feed you. They're not paying you. And you're just waiting and waiting. And no one talks about it. They're just like, oh, it's fine. Or it's just so much like, it would have to be a photo shoot every day. I could rant all day about it, but it would just be a photo shoot for me.
You have to leave for an important place, but you must do one: hair or makeup. Can't do them both.
I would do hair because I have great skin and my personality will cover the fact I'm not wearing makeup. Mm, yeah.
All right. All right. So real quick rapid fire questions here. All right. Shoes or sneakers?
What do you mean like flats?
You got to take one. A
I can do
shoe or
sneakers.
sneakers? Sneakers? Okay. All right. Rain or snow?
Rain.
Rain.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Skirts or pants?
Ooh, pants. There's pants, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's something like so nice about like those like barrel pants, and you feel like so like cool and it flows. I'm a pants girl.
Dance. Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. Tights or sweats? Tights.
Mm-mm.
Okay. How about that? All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I'm not going to give you 1,000 questions or anything like
Yeah.
that.
No, you're
Now.
fine.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough. And just so you know, all the questions that I ever ask anybody come right off the top of my head. I don't have nothing written down or anything like that. I actually need to get in the habit of writing things down because sometimes I even go like, okay, think, So, is there anything that you want people to know about Jasmine that they, because everybody when they meet a person, they have this assumption of who they are, and they don't really know. I know with some basketball players, one of my roommates years ago, now he was playing basketball, he was like 7 foot tall, and people thought that he wasn't like agile, but he really was agile. So we just have to let him know, like he can run and catch and talk and do multiple things. He's not, So what about you?
Say that I'm always focused on elevation and being my best self, and like in my head, I truly believe that I want everyone to succeed. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I wish people knew that, because I think oftentimes, at least I've been told, that I can be intimidating just as I am, even though I don't see it. So I wish people knew that at my core and in my heart, like it's very genuine. Like I want everyone to succeed. I'm just focused on reaching my goals and elevating. I'm not competing with anyone. If anything, I'm only competing with my future self.
You want everybody, yourself and everyone around you to elevate, it seems like.
Yeah, unless they start with me. But unless
Okay.
I'm just unless they start unless they start with me. Like, all right, I have no time for the games.
So what are your hobbies?
Ooh, I personally love this question. I'm really huge on reading. Like, I'm definitely a romance novelist. Like, I love to read, relax, working out. I'm very big on that as well. And volunteering. I used to like volunteer a lot, like reading to young kids, which was really fun because it teaches you patience, and like it reminds me that there's still good left in the world. I'm very close to my family, so 9 times out of 10, I'm spending time with them and like helping them with their situation. Very big on like giving back, helping my community,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, like pageantry is a big thing for me. I
Right.
wasn't a pageant kid like growing up. Like my mom didn't put me into it. I had to put myself into it in 2020. But I will say, because of pageantry, I've really been able to hone in on key skills that apply to all aspects of my life, whether it's like public speaking, being polished, commanding a room. It's just, I love
Oh yeah,
pageantry.
yeah, yeah.
You just
Modeling
really
can bring.
understand. It like shifts your mindset. Like you're no longer like, oh, I'm just showing up. Like, oh no, I have a larger purpose. And currently I'm on a break from it, but I'm like missing it day by day. So I'm just gonna spend this year getting in shape, building my platform, which is like my goal is to be more niche with my content, which is like why I switched it to like jazz with MS, like sharing my journey, like navigating life with MS. Because when I hear MS, I honestly don't think of like black people, because I don't know many black people with MS or multiple sclerosis. For those listening, it's an autoimmune disease that impacts your brain and spinal cord, and it varies from person to person how it affects them. But I think like one thing in my journey was like I didn't have many people who looked like me with that diagnosis. So it was a lot for me to process, like being the first in my family diagnosed, and also coming to terms with what does that mean for me, and like what is my outlook.
You got to start a GoFundMe for the promotion that you bring. To help you push the awareness for that organization. Just a thought.
Thank you.
Just a thought.
Yeah, I have a fashion show with the Multiple Sclerosis Association next week, actually, which I'm really excited about. It's their second fundraiser. They're doing it in Philly this year. So I get to be a model again.
All right. So speaking of fashion shows, just like we said with photo shoots, what was the elaborate one? What about fashion shows? What was the elaborate one? Was there a designer or a show that had all kinds of stuff going on at the same time that made it exciting and interesting that you were participating in?
I would have to say the first time being a part of like the Baltimore Met Gala, which is the first year I was modeling and auditioning. And I thought like in my head, like I'm a newbie, they're not gonna pick me, and I got picked. So it was really cool to like travel all the way to DC, walk in a casino, and like it was all staged out, all planned out. And then afterwards, Anna, who hosts and coordinates the whole thing, she actually posted me and said like, "You're actually stunning." I was like, what? But I think it was just like a full circle moment because I think one of my biggest things I'm working on is like not being so hard on myself. Like I am so hard on myself. I'm like, I should be X, Y, and Z. I should be here. But there's moments where you're just like, you're right where you're supposed to be and like you're on the right track and you just have to keep going.
Have you ever did an outdoor fashion show?
I have, but I don't want to, it wasn't the best experience.
You
It
know,
was, I
gotta check
have.
it off. You gotta
Let's
check it
start
off
positive. I
your
want to
box.
remain positive.
You gotta check it off your box.
Yeah, I
Sometimes.
did it in Harlem and like it was raining, it was so bad and he was like, "We're just going to keep it going." And we were all soaked and I was just like, "Yeah,
Right?
this isn't it."
See, the thing is, it was a bad experience, but you can talk about it now that you lived through it, and you can talk. It's a moment in time in your life that you can say, "Hey, I was a part of that. That was an interesting experience, and I lived through it, and it was fun. And
Yeah.
now you can laugh about it, So that's the thing with that. All right. So what are your top two hairstyles?
For me,
Mhm.
oh my gosh. My top two hairstyles now is like the braids, like my braids, and also like I love a good sew-in. And one thing about me is like the past couple years I've been experimenting with color. And when I was like a blonde, oh my god,
Oh yeah, I can
it
imagine.
opened. Am I blonde and like balayage? It opened doors I never thought were possible. People were just like, "So you model?" I'm like, how do you know? But I know it's not just there. I know it's everything. But I was just like, I love doing the color. But with modeling, I've gotten more castings like with QVC or like ghosties when I have just like regular hair or black hair because they don't want all the color, which is annoying because you're just like, I want to give it, girl, but you want everyone to be the same, which is fine.
Mm. So what's your inspiration?
Do you
What
mean
inspires you to model? What inspires you to wake up in the morning and say, hey, you know what? I want to go do and be the best person that I can be. Is there a
I
parent, a actress, a superstar, or somebody to say, this is what this inspires me to do better?
Absolutely. So I'm personally a big on planning, and I'm very big on planning and like manifesting my goals and dreams and outlining everything. I grew up in a Caribbean household. I don't know if you're familiar with that culture, but it's very much like you need to work twice as hard to be better than everyone else. No one's going to give you grace. Like you better show up and like make stuff happen. And I think having that mindset like really pushes me to be like, if I want to accomplish something, like I will do it. If I'm passionate about it, I will do it. I will make it happen because I want to make sure I'm making my future self proud. And also like I said earlier, like those who come behind me. So if I have kids, like I want to be like, well, when I was young, I did all this. And I think always imagining my future self, like always keeping in mind like that work ethic and like growing up with that mindset, like you have to just do your best and like I honestly feel like it's pushed me to where I am today, but also in what I've experienced growing up in PWIs, like I really wasn't given grace like as a black woman. Like what I've experienced in corporate, like there's really a different standards for black females where it's at the point where I'm not settling for mediocrity. I'm going to chase my goals no matter what obstacles in front of me. Like I'll make it happen if I'm really passionate about it.
Okay, you're going to have a night out on the town. You got three options. You must pick one. Okay, you got Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, and Doja Cat.
Oh, Megan
You
the
gotta take
Stallion.
one with you.
Megan the
Megan.
Stallion. Yeah, I'm a Megan girl. Megan
And
would have
why?
everyone wild. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Oh man, that's funny. Okay, all right. You now with this night on the town, are you going SUV or are you going car?
It's someone else driving the SUV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always.
then SUV.
SUV. Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. So now you're going. You have to hire one as your assistant at your job. Okay. You got Glorilla. You have Nicki Minaj, and you have Doja Cat.
For an assistant.
Yeah.
Oh God, I think I would do Glow. I think Nikki would quit and be like, "I'm not serving you." And I don't know. Doja's too flip floppy for me.
So it'd be Glorilla.
Mm-hmm. She'd be
Okay.
fun.
I just thought I'd ask you a few questions just to get to see you smile and everything. Well, that's really it for me. I don't have a whole lot. Is there anything you want to say, or you want to give your Instagram and your your
Yeah,
socials?
absolutely. So you guys can follow me on YouTube at Jazz Dressed Up. That's JAS Dressed and then Up. I just hit 57 subscribers, so please be another one. You can also follow me on Instagram at Jazz with MS, JAZZ with MS. Thank you so much for listening, and like Calvin, thank you so much for having me.